Hello children, welcome to the English class. Today what we are going to start is with the poetry section. Poems, poetry, they are the emotion which is expressed by the poet. And today what we are going to talk about is a very sensitive emotion, selfless love. Yes, mom. I'll begin interrogating you with a question. I'll begin it with a question. How many of us love our mother? I suppose everyone to the infinite, limitless. You cannot count it on numbers, you cannot express in words. Let's give a brief flashback of your childhood. Let's recall our mothers, the time we were very young, very small child. How were our mothers? They appeared attractive, they were beautiful, they were energetic, right? They were caring, they were loving, they were enthusiastic. Now let's move to the day, to the present day. Are they so beautiful today? Yes, they are. Everyone is beautiful in their own way, especially moms, especially mothers. Remember the chapter portrait of a lady? Grandmother was beautiful, always beautiful, but not pretty. Being beautiful is soulful. Soulfully one is beautiful. That's why mom is being beautiful. Is she that active? Not now. That energetic? Not now. That enthusiastic? Not exactly. So, what has changed in the years? Yes, the answer itself is years, the time, the age. So, what we cannot forbid, what we cannot restrict was aging. Aging that is inevitable. And one more thing, one more dreadful scenario, one more bitter truth which is inevitable is death. I know it's a very sensitive note if I talk about our parents being dead. We cannot think of it even in our dreams. It seems a nightmare if you actually see somewhere. So that pain, that insecurity, that uh, feeling of separation from mother, from the parents, that's very painful. That's what we are going to study in the poem 1 of class 12, My Mother at 66, which is written by Kamala Das. And Kamala Das had portrayed the same theme, aging and death are inevitable. We cannot restrict that, we cannot stop aging, neither we cannot stop aging nor we cannot stop death. That's for sure. The one who has arrived would be leaving. But it seems very painful when it is our loved ones. We have seen such dreadful scenario in COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had witnessed that scenario when our loved ones have gone away. So here the poet is portraying about the sorrow, the remorsement, pain, grief, and at the end, an optimism. Let's see how. We'll be beginning with the explanation part. Driving from my parents' home to coaching last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. So the poet, she's driving from her mother's home towards Cochin. She had been to her hometown to visit her mom. Now, after meeting them, she's leaving back to her place and she's moving towards the Cochin airport. That means the parental place is in Cochin and she's moving towards ahead towards the Cochin airport with her mother, who is sitting beside her in the car. She is driving towards the airport and she's accompanied by her mother on the last Friday. She's expressing about that. And what did she notice when she saw her mother? Those open mouthed, Her face Asian like that of a corpse. Doze means half slept. That means she is open mouth. Open mouth means we have seen the children, little children, young children, infants, and generally when we are also in deep sleep, we generally open our mouth. It means when we have lost our sensory control, we have not the grip over our senses. So she find her mother who is actually sitting besides her, but she seems that she is half slept and she has lost the control over her senses. That's why her mouth is bit opened. Her face Asian like that of a corpse. Asian is faded and her face seems as if it is like a dead body. Although being alive, she seems as if she is a dead body, as if a corpse. It's graceless, it's lusterless. No glow cannot be, any glow cannot be noticed on any corpse, any dead body's face. As similar her mother appeared to be. The poet has used here Asian like that, like and comparison. When one thing is being compared to the other, here mom, she is being compared to a dead body, mother's face is being compared to a dead body using like. That means simile is being used. It's a poetic device the poet has used to beautify her content, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. That means she saw her and she realized that pain. She could feel that pain, that she is actually so old. Her age that is being reflected on her face. That was so painful for her that she has noticed her mother in that young ages, that lustrous face, that gleam on her face, that activeness, that enthusiasm was there. But now that lady who used to be such energetic, such beautiful, such lustrous, now she has lost the glow of her face and she is aging, and that age is being reflected on her face. That seems so painful for a daughter to notice her mother moving towards such age where she is on the verge of dying at any moment. That's what was she noticing at that moment, sitting there besides her. But soon put that thought away. Again, she find it as a nightmare and she want to deviate herself from that thought. And what did she do for that? She looked out to deviate herself from the car. She looked out, and what did she notice there? Just to put that thought away, and looked out at the young trees sprinting and merry children spilling. What did she notice outside? She saw that the young trees were sprinting back. Trees, they are the figure of nature and they are sprinting back, they are being personified. Personification is being used by her. Why young trees? Young trees means the green trees. Here, the green trees were moving back and the car was moving ahead. She has compared her mother's green years, the prosperous years of mother's age. They have been proceeding back, they have been sprinting back, and the life was moving ahead. She again compared those mother's years, the prosperous year, the glorious years of mother's age, the young years of mother's age, to those young trees and the merry children spilling out of their homes. The merry children spilling means the children, they were so happy once moving out of their places. They were so happy, they were so enthusiastic. That enthusiasm, that spirit, that happiness, that gleam, that was missing in her mother. These both the things were being noticed by her when she saw out, just to deviate herself. But again, once she saw out, she saw these two symbols: trees, young trees, and merry children. These are the symbols also being used by the poet. And here the poet has compared it to mother, that her ears, they were moving back and that enthusiasm was now lacking in her in her these years. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. So once going through all these experiences, they finally reached their destination, that was airport, from where she has to take the flight. And there she saw her mother again standing at the security check. The one who has to go, the passenger is only allowed to move inside, else the one who has come to see off has to stay outside and just to see off the passenger from there only. So, waiting at the security check, she again returned back. She again turned back, and she saw that her mother, she was standing there at the gate at that airport verge, few yards away, few distance away from her. And again, what did she notice? I looked again at her, and how did she appear? Wan, pale, as late as winter's moon. That's really very painful when she saw her again moving lastly from there, at the end from there, from her parents' home. Again, she saw that her mother, she was looking wan. Wan is again faded, colorless, means there's no gleam, pale, pale, lustrous, yellowish. That means she was again gleamless. And how did she appear like? As late as winter's moon. She has compared her mother's face to the winter's moon. Moon in the winter, moon has got is a luminous body. It has got its own luster. But during winter, it's being covered with the fog, with the clouds. Else, it has its luster. It has its gleam is being reflected. It's a satellite which is reflecting the light on the earth. She compares again her mother's face to that moon, that her mother appears to be late winter moon, that her face is actually gleamy, but it has been covered up, it has been uh, veiled because of the fog of years of her age, that she is aging, that is being reflected on her face. As late as winter's moon, again personified mother's face with the moon, as well as a comparison with as such like scene, that again is simile as well as personification being used. And felt that old familiar ache. What was that familiar ache which she had hidden somewhere down the ground, down the line, that she was aware about that her mother is going to leave her? At that word, she's at that verge of her age, that anything unusual, any mishappening could happen at any moment, that death can knock at any moment to her. So she again felt that pain, that itching in her heart, that she felt emotional again, that anything could happen, but she did not want to reveal it to her mother. Generally, girls are of that type. They do not want to portray their feelings, they do not want to exhibit their feelings, especially to their mothers, especially to their parents, once they are being married. So, similarly, here, this married girl, she, although she is aware that mother is at such words that anything could happen at any moment, but she do not want to reveal these things to her mother. She had that childhood fear in her that her mother could leave her at any moment. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." And all I did was smile, smile, and smile, and smile. And how did she left from there? How did she leave? She said that I was speechless. I could not say. I just conveyed that emotion to my mom, that for sure I instill a hope that I will meet you soon. Whenever I'll return back, I'll surely find you there. You will not go anywhere. Death would not grab you in its clutches. I'll surely meet you again. And she gave a good smile, a good see off, a positive aspect, a positive note to her mother, and she waved off from there. She left from there, although having that pain in her mind, in her heart, that mother is at the age of any unusual event. Death can grab her at any moment, but still she instills the hope. That's what the life is. Although being grabbed Under such circumstances, under any such negative circumstances, we still find a streak of hope to survive. That's what a hidden message the poet has given us. Thank you.